not only does what you eat make a difference for your bone health, but what you drink makes a difference too. In this video, Dr. Denise Shostek is back to discuss how certain beverages affect our bones, for good or for bad, and what you can do about it. We're back, Dr. Denise Shostek and GloryB-TV. We've talked in the past about food you should be eating to build strong, healthy bones, and food you should be avoiding if you want strong, healthy bones. So in this video, we're going to talk about beverages, drinks, like what drinks help to build strong, healthy bones and which ones really don't. So Denise, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. And of course, in all the videos where I have you here, in the description box below the video, I will have a link to your contact page because many of my viewers are now working with you in telemedicine. It's not appointment after appointment where they're forking out tons of money. And it's just maybe one telemedicine appointment, maybe a follow-up 6 months later. It's very affordable, but it's very focused and customized to that one person. So I want to say one more thing. People are going to be like, why is she talking so much? She's got to guess. Well, this is why. So I changed my diet to a diet that just really transformed my health. I'm the only healthy person now in my family and my generation. I'm healthier than most of my peers. I have a high school reunion coming up soon. And I'm also the youngest looking one. I hate to say that. I hope they don't watch my videos, but I just am. It's weird. So, well, it's not weird. It's because of my diet. So at the time, some of my friends started doing what I was doing and did it successfully, and they're really healthy now too. But a lot of people, friends in particular, some family, they tried to follow what I was doing, but they said it was too hard and they quit. And so they're not well. And then I had to look at, okay, why? Why did they quit and why was I able to do this? Well, it's because it's so hard. It's hard to change. It's hard to change food habits. So I put together a course called Kickstart Your Health that helps people take one step at a time and change one bad habit at a time. And they stay encouraged. They stick with it. And I want to make it clear that this is an overall health lifestyle diet. It's not just for osteoporosis. So it's not an osteoporosis diet. It's overall health. So I want to make that clear. I'll have a link to that in the description box as well. Or if you want to get my free 3-page anti-aging tip sheet, I'll have a link for that as well. So we're going to start off talking about what we should not drink if we want to build strong, healthy bones. So Dr. Denise started us off with all the kinds of drinks that you know end up harming our bones in one way or another.
Hi, Glory, and thanks for having me back again. So when I think of beverages, the first thing that comes to mind is alcohol, wine, beer. And I've met lots of people that like to wind their day down with a glass of wine. And these beverages are very acidic. And so we recommend against them. But there are others. It isn't just that. We have people who love kombucha. I had one lady that told me she made a gallon of it a week and drank a gallon a week. So that's a big adjustment. I think about...
Now, is it because the kombucha is acidic in the body, especially when you're drinking that much, that the acidity, the body starts to try to figure out, well, what am I going to do with this acid? And it starts
to buffer
pulling minerals from the bones in order to deal with that.
That's correct.
Okay.
The control.
Okay.
So think about stuff like a lot of coffee, milk. I know some of you are like, what? I love my milk.
Okay. So 1, you said you want to talk about alcohol. 2 is kombucha. 3, you wanted to talk about carbonated beverages. And this, I think, will be controversial because so many people have found articles out there saying that carbonated beverages, unless it's caffeinated, but carbonated beverages in general don't harm your bones. But what say you?
I say that they do. They're infused with carbon dioxide. In fact, you can go to Amazon and you can buy this carbonated
soda stream.
Soda put it in your water and it makes carbonated beverages. So what is carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide is something that we exhale. Why are we exhaling it? We're exhaling like an acid so that we can stay alkaline. It's the body's way of regulating our pH. And so why would we drink soda pop every day that's carbonated? So soda pop is off the table. And even something as harmless as lemon and lime squeezed in water. Now, if you have it at dinner once in a while is fine. But I do meet people that drink it all day long. And the pH of lemons and limes is acidic.
And then the next one was caffeine, which of course is in coffee and colas.
Mm-hmm. Caffeine binds to some of our essential vitamins, and basically you flush your wonderful vitamins and minerals down the toilet. So if people are going to have a cup of coffee in the morning, let's suppose you just have one cup, which is fine. Don't take it at the same time you take your supplements.
Okay, so how much time should there be between drinking a caffeinated beverage and taking supplements?
I'd give it an hour.
Okay.
That's fair enough.
Okay. Or take the supplements earlier, and at least an hour needs to go by before you drink caffeine.
Right.
Either way, either direction.
I don't want to be hard and fast here about all of these beverages, but it's like once in a while, if you have this stuff, I think it's okay. We don't want to take away your joy. We don't want to take away your bliss in the morning over a cup of coffee. And there's things we can do to make up for that. But when you have a habit like alcohol every day, or lemon and lime in your water every day, or kombucha every day, that's when we have to say, wait a minute, this is too much for your system.
Speaking of a cup of coffee, so I remember a couple of years ago, a relative telling me her doctor asked her how much coffee she drinks a day. And she said, wish I had a cup with me here, 1 cup. But then, she was making it in a carafe and her cup was huge. Her cup was like 20 ounces.
Oh, I never thought to ask that question. That's a good one.
It's 1 cup. No, in the United States, 1 cup is 8 ounces. That's 1 cup. So if you're having 20 ounces, that's almost 3 cups. So she laughed at herself. And of course, she loved Diet Coke too. So she was drinking that a couple times a day. So that was a lot of caffeine. I met somebody last week who's allergic to caffeine. She breaks out in hives when she drinks caffeine. So she now cannot drink decaffeinated coffee because even the little bit of caffeine in there makes her break out. She can't do chocolate. She can't do black tea. Because even the trace amounts of caffeine do this to her. So her body has been a real telltale sign of where caffeine is,
Wow.
What kinds of drinks and foods. So I found that fascinating. So as far as dairy is concerned, an astute viewer a few months ago sent me a link to a study done by NIH. It was on the NIH site anyway. And I'm going to post it. I'm going to find it and post it in the description box below. It didn't necessarily say that dairy was bad for your bones. What it tested was people who drank milk versus people who drank no dairy and ate no dairy, whose bones were better. And they said there was no difference. I've posted about this so many times already in other videos, including Dr. Michael Clapper's article about not eating dairy, not drinking dairy, and still having really great bones and why. So the whole drink milk for your bones, those ads we were seeing when we were kids, it's all a marketing thing. So I'm glad that you added that in here. It's going to make some people upset because some people just believe, oh, I had this aunt or grandma, and she ate a lot of cheese and drank a lot of milk and she had really strong bones. Well, I'm not talking about the anomalies, or the people who smoked cigarettes all their life and they were super healthy. I'm talking about most of us. So this is what you and I are recommending. And then the last one I wanted to say was, what about tea? There's black tea, there's green tea, there's herbal tea.
green tea is more alkaline than black tea. Interesting, huh? So green tea is actually alkaline, and it has minimal amount of caffeine in it. If you are trying to get off of a lot of cups of coffee, that's a great alternative. Tea is not as acidic as coffee. Some teas have just as much caffeine, but it might be a great alternative in terms of alkalinity, especially the green tea.
Right. As long as you're not drinking
Tons
a
of it.
gallon of it a day. Right. Okay. So
Well,
let's get what?
Just
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, right now as you record this, we are in the summer months, and there's lots of people who sip on iced tea all day long. That's not good. That's
Right.
not, it's not wise.
Right. When we were putting this together, I said in the summer, I make iced tea. So I have a cup here. This is my water glass. This holds about 16 ounces, and I'll drink one at lunch of iced tea with no lemon added or anything, no sweetener. I buy flavored teas. So I think I just made some ginger peach and that's what I drink. But then I don't drink it all winter. Once it's going to get cooler, I'm not going to make it anymore. So that's not much. But yeah, I have heard. And one time I read about a guy who really liked Earl Grey tea. I like Earl Grey tea. I like it hot, but I'll have, 1 cup or a teapot. But he was making it as iced tea and drinking about a half a gallon a day. There's something in Earl Grey tea, could be the bergamot. I think I'm saying that right. And something happened to him. And it's been too many years since I read that article, but I don't remember. But there's some kind of health issue from drinking too much Earl Grey tea that goes way beyond caffeine and bones. So yeah, we have to just be more mindful about how much of all this stuff we're drinking. So let's get into what should we drink, which obviously is water, right? We need to be hydrated. So how much water should we be drinking?
We should drink 1/2 our body weight in ounces of water. And before any viewer just clicks off, you might think, oh, I'm done. I drink enough water. No, the issue is what's in your water, and is your water clean? And we all live in different parts of the country and have different types of sewage systems, water cleansing plants, and things like that. I know that the area in which we live, it's supposedly one of the finest in the nation. And even at that, when you look at what the EPA allows in tap water, it's surprising. And I'm not here to slam the EPA in any way. They've done a fabulous job. They're keeping us protected and healthy in many ways. But there are now a lot more things in our water that haven't been filtered out because of the addition of things like pesticides, herbicides, and drugs. Because
it's drugs that people are taking and then urinating out.
It's called metabolites. It's found in their urine. And what happens, these metabolites in the water bind together and form brand new molecules that a lot of scientists haven't even seen before or don't recognize before. So one of the leading scientists that has discovered this is in Germany. And anyway, I don't want to go off on a rabbit trail, but that has led me to do a lot of research on filtration systems for your water. Now, some of your viewers have reverse osmosis, and that's great. Some people go to the store and buy reverse osmosis, or they buy purified water, which is reverse osmosis, and minerals have been added back in. Fantastic.
So going back to how much water should we drink, when we were chatting the other day, we were talking about drinking too much water, like beyond. So if you say half your body weight in ounces, so somebody who weighs 120 pounds should drink 60 ounces of water a day. And that's between 7 and 8 glasses, where a glass is 8 ounces, going back to that 1 cup thing. So if they're drinking more than that, what can happen?
Good question, Glory. Once again, you can actually wash out your minerals.
Oh, you don't want to do that, because if we're washing out our minerals, our body's going to say, well, where am I going to get minerals? The bones. It's just going to grab them from the bones. Oh my gosh, that's really something. So, a lot of us go to the store and buy the small bottles of water. I buy a bigger one, but I'll have the small ones just as a convenience to grab and put in the car or what have you. But I might just be buying spring water. I might be buying it at Costco or Sam's. I might be buying it at Aldi or whatever other grocery store, in one of those big packs that are hard to pick up. And, what can you tell us about those?
Okay. Most water is in BHP free plastics, so it's not toxic plastic. I don't prefer people drinking out of plastic because it's an endocrine disruptor, but like you said, sometimes you want something on the go or you're packing for a picnic and what have you. Spring water is just that. It's just water that came out of some springs, and it's not necessarily reverse osmosis. It may or may not have all the minerals in it that you would want it to be. I prefer the reverse osmosis. There's also another water. It's called Fiji water, and it's from one of the blue zones, and it contains silica. And why is that important? Because silica will bind to any aluminum in your body and take it out. And it's really good for you, this Fiji water. It's excellent,
Okay.
but it's very expensive.
More expensive, right. And then, some of us have been on a kick in the past where we bought a lot of distilled water.
I was on that kick for a couple
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I did that maybe in the, late 90s or early 2000s. So what would be the problem with distilled water?
It doesn't have any minerals. So if you're going to do distilled water, if you have a distiller, get the ionic minerals. You can get them from, the website that I give you, or you can get them on Amazon, Trace Minerals.
Yeah.
And just,
I have something liquid from Now Foods that might be that.
yep. Now Foods makes it too. Mm-hmm.
If it is, I'm going to link it in the description box below what that is. It comes in a, like a half quart or quart size, and probably adding a tablespoon or so to the water. But let me check on that. So yeah, this is really helpful. I want to make sure that people know how to reach you. Your link will be in the description box below or the first comment. But these are the kinds of things you can start making changes to your life now in what you drink, eliminating some things or lowering some things, increasing some things, and giving your body a better chance to grow real strong bone and to stop doing things to your body that take away from bone. Make sure to watch one of our other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen, and I'll see you in the next video.